Hey guys, and welcome to another video. This is the next video in the Jags Hockey 15 My Team career mode. We're here in Vietnam, and yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. So I'll be honest, some of the tracks I definitely get along with better, and Vietnam is just not one of them. Definitely a street circuit I don't seem to do as well with those. They're not as natural and flowing, so the rhythm is less organic, and I definitely seem to struggle. So, new to the game, new to the track, and yeah, new to just playing, in general. So basically, hop in here to qualifying. Skipping ahead, you can see I'm actually up a decent bit through the first and second sector, and then able to find the line a lot more smoothly in this section of the track. But something I think it's going to be kind of important to look at, and you'll see it come up in the race, is how the car is able to actually have good turn in, at this phase. Obviously, light on fuel and with fresh tires is going to be the stickiest, it is. But there's qualifying, puts me up into 15th. I think I actually start the race in 17th at the end of it. So here's the strategy that we're gonna go with. Soft, medium, two stopper here, and yeah, five red lights, and away we go from 17th. So I actually get a decent start. I'm gonna go down the outside. I was looking for a move, but Magnuson did push all the way out. So try and keep our nose clean and just follow through here and stay up. And we get ahead of Russell and Kvyat, but Denny Kvyat actually does the over under and cuts back on me into turn 2. So turn 3 we come out of it, and yeah, already kind of slotting into position. So decent start for us. Definitely could have been better, but not bad. Schumacher, our teammate, up from 22nd to 18th. So a nice start for him as well. You'll see we get an okay exit on this. So let's try to take a unique line, and let's just go back and watch the start. Here's a replay for you. Obviously, it's a bit harder to see us, but we're all the way in the back. Number 9, our teammate shooting around. I'm down on the outside, right behind Magnuson, trying to just slot in, and there's Kvyat. We have the inside, but we just put just a touch of too much gas, and he gets the undercut back on us, and we have to cede the corner going into turn 3. So back live, let's see what we can do down the stretch of turn number 1. All these races, again, they're half-distance races, so 28 laps here at Hanoi. And yeah, it's if you enjoy watching these videos, make sure to check in on stream. I stream on Twitch, Jags Hockey 15. Actually, it's just twitch.tv/Jags Hockey. There's no 15. So yeah, it's a fun thing if you want to watch them live. But if you like watching these, kind of edited down versions instead, then give that a look. So you can see actually we took a shot in the braking zone, and then we peek here to the inside, and at this point I'm like, okay, there's no room. So I swing back outside, but my teammate has come back outside, and I didn't actually notice this. So we make contact. This is definitely my fault. We make contact. He loses the end plate on his front wing, and I receive floor damage and side pod damage. And I was talking about how you could see how well the car sticks through the turns in this kind of third sector. We'll take a look at the line that I take now. So I really feel like I'm understeering really badly. Car's just not quite turning in. And part of it is the line, but and I think another part of it is the fact that I was taking an okay line for a quicker car. But skipping ahead to lap 2, you can just see Kvyat is already 1.6 ahead, very far ahead, and so wanted to just skip ahead, Because honestly, a lot of this race wasn't super entertaining. This is the next lap, lap 3, and Raikkonen is in my DRS. There is DRS, and he's on my tail. I go to cover the inside. He shoots down the actual inside of the corner, but it's well before the braking zone. So by the time we reach the braking zone, he's 3 car lengths ahead of me, and easy pass up into 17th. One more lap ahead, I'm able to actually keep in the zone here. So I do have DRS. We take a peek down the inside. We actually come from a long ways outside, but the room was there, so we go wheel to wheel. But Raikkonen is able to edge out ahead, and then by the next lap, lap 7 here, he's well out of DRS. So we're able to keep ahead of Giovinazzi well enough, but not Raikkonen. So lap 8, we're starting to see first round of pit stops come in. Bottas is behind us, and all of a sudden there's a safety car deployed. So I quickly go down into lean mode, and and Lando Norris is out of the session, so he's actually one of the front running cars. And this is really good for us because there are a couple cars that have pit, and we need to pit. So this is really good time for all the 2 stoppers. Let's go see how the safety car incident happened. So riding on board here with Lando, looks like he's right behind his teammate Carlos Sainz on the long straight, gets into DRS. Carlos is going to cover the inside. Lando gets out of shape, loses traction, and boom! Front suspension broken. Probably a 190 mile per hour collision down the back straight here. And here's the onboard. Just loses the camera. Sorry, not the camera. Loses the loses control of the car. Very, very intense. Very risky place to lose. So back on board with us, you can see trying to navigate that safety car delta as best we can so we don't get a penalty, but we can get into the pits as quick as possible. And this is a huge point in the race because there's actually a lot of drama, right? Everybody dives in. This is a great point. You can go do a 1-stop, 20 laps on hards, or you can keep with your 2-stop strategy. So at this point, you see every single team, cars in, cars out, and but we have a great stop, 2.6, and we're actually coming out in 12th position, ahead of the McLaren. So let's go on board here with the front runners and see exactly what happened. This is Sainz here, and you can see that based on how the PC, how the AI does their pit stops. I mean, he's got nowhere to go. There's both of the AlphaTauris are stuck. Ricardo can't move. Once the second AlphaTauri comes in, then Ricardo moves, then Ocon moves, and then Sainz can move. So we're all the way out front, and you can see we just get ahead of Sainz. So really unlucky for Carlos, who was actually having a great race up to that point. I think Lando and Carlos were P4, P5, or 5, 6. So here we go under the replay. Much faster car behind us. We're definitely struggling for pace. And you see here, actually, when we start, Jeff calls us on the radio and says that our DRS is not working. So that's not going to be a big deal for about two laps or so. But after 2 laps, we're definitely going to want DRS. So our goal is to just try and focus on these 2 laps and stay close to Raikkonen. But you can see out of turn 3 already, we're more than a second out. So there's definitely something going on. I don't know if it's just the way that I'm driving. I felt like the car was a lot more understeery, and I think it has to do with the floor damage that I took in at the hairpin on lap 1. So here we go down the back straight. Sainz desperately needing to get around us here for sure. There's no DRS though, so we're in rich fuel, gassing it down, and Carlos is gonna come alongside the inside. We squeeze him all the way over, break down into the braking zone, go wheel to wheel, trying to get the undercut, but he's got it. He's well ahead of us, and his car is actually just gonna pull out ahead. So this is next lap, down the same back straight, and you can see now we're being assaulted by Kvyat, and we're not in the DRS range of the cars in front, so we're kind of just sitting ducks here, and definitely something that we need to upgrade on our My Team cars. We definitely need to work on our top end speed because That is a bummer, but I'm going to slow it down in slow motion here, and you see contact between Kvyat and I, and a piece of the front end plate coming up off the car. So I'm able to actually fend off the position, but I do lose some aerodynamic downforce there. And that is actually going to come into a pretty big effect. But if I'm being honest, I didn't feel a big difference. Ocon flying past us. He got past Kvyat and me. So this is lap 15 out of 28. I think our next pit stop window was around 18. So we're looking to pit around then. We're up into 9th position here. Magnussen flying down the inside as well. I guess, watching the replay, I probably should have covered that inside move a bit more and forced him around the outside. I just felt like these cars were so much faster than I was, and they definitely had the advantage into the braking zone. I was just trying to not lose time, but I ended up losing a lot of position. So here we go then. Lap 17 into the pits, see what we can do. Oh, and that's right. I totally forgot about it. There's a nose change. So Magnussen, who we were right behind, slots back into 17th, and after the nose change, we're going to come out P20. Last place. Perez and Norris having the DNF, so we're last place. This is a sobering moment, right? We moved it up difficulty for this race. We were racing on 85, and we are on 95 now. And yeah, it was a real bummer. But I'll tell you what, the exciting thing about racing from the back, finally having some slower cars ahead of us, is that for a track made for overtaking, we get to display the ability to overtake. So I catch on to Latifi here. I use all my ERS to finally catch up and try and stay within DRS range. You see Russell and Giovinazzi battling here, too wide through basically a single file section, and Russell ends up favored there. I get a bit out of shape on the medium tire. Again, suffering from understeer. And I see a gap here, and I'm absolutely going to send it down the inside. And I think that's probably one of the best moves. That is, I caught the AI nap in there for sure on lap 19. So nice lap from us, and we're able to get it done. So now we're behind Giovinazzi. This is lap 20, just the very next part of that lap. You can see we're able to actually kind of rein him in. So I'm not sure what was happening, but our car was just a bit quicker during this phase of the Grand Prix. So we try the over-under, and he gets a bit out of shape, but we just aren't able to hold it down. So no contact there, actually, no damage, but we're just not quite able to plant the accelerator down, even though he got out of shape. So next lap, 21 coming at him, he covers the inside again, and I shoot down the outside, but this time I outbrake myself and miss the apex. And honestly, that was pretty much it. After this, I knew that he was going to start to pull away. I felt like we were a lot closer on that last lap. So I was feeling pretty desperate, and I was definitely P19. I was discouraged here, and I wanted to at least earn a position and get an overtake done for my team. So I sized up the exact same move that I made on Latifi, but again I overbrake it. So that's twice in a row that I just slightly push past because I'm pushing too hard. Wheel to wheel through the final corner. We make contact there. No damage coming off though, and he's going to basically skate away. Let's watch the replay here. This is the dive down just past the apex, unable to hook it up. And then this is the overtake attempt again. Again, really nice, just over under. Just cutting past. It was definitely a move of desperation, but alas, unable to get it done. So fast forward now to lap 28. Giovinazzi, you can see 7.5 seconds ahead, able to pull away, but also Latifi 7 seconds behind. We basically raced, just drove to the end, and Hamilton picks up the win, and we finish P18 actually, because Carlos did have a DNF. So both McLarens unable to finish, but a 1-2 for Mercedes, and then Max Verstappen and Albon finishing 3-4. Leclerc and Vettel, 5 and 6 behind them. Schumacher having a decent race, finishing ahead of me. And here's the driver's standing. So we moved down to 5th, which, to be fair, we're a bit out of position. And the constructor's standings, we also moved down to 5th. So tied with Ferrari now, but I imagine that'll be out of place a bit. I get a question here, a couple questions, and yeah, it's difficult. They ask you the hard questions when you finish 19th. They don't ask you the good ones. And she presses me here about collisions, and I really don't want to talk bad on my team, so I choose to decline the question. You can see she gets pretty visibly upset here. So yeah, we'll have to see what kind of questions I get asked in the future. But going into the next week, I set up a couple things to do. So just so I fill the activity timeline. I didn't want to choose the chassis department because it took away from all my other departments' focus. And you can take a quick peek here, but we have to actually rebuy our gearbox durability upgrade, and we only have 45 points, so not really able to do much. 1.6 million. We're definitely probably one race away from being able to get a facility upgrade, which is going to be really exciting. And we finally make it to acclaim level 5, so we're able to sign another sponsor. And to be honest, with Atlantic, I already have a laps. I need to complete a number of laps, so I go with Avanzar so that I can secure that. So yeah, basically that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a suggestion. Hope you have a good one.